At 10 a.m. a crowd gathers at the foot of Lingyan Peak. "68-year-old Wan Game is performing the legendary Lingyan aerial crossing. A daring recreation of how herbalists once risked their lives scaling cliffs to harvest one of China's most prized medicinal plants, Dendrobium officinale. Meanwhile, on the rugged cliffs of Huoshan in Anhui, a single Dendrobium plant faces a defining moment in its life cycle. Its dust-like seeds, once released from the mother plant, are carried aimlessly by the wind, uncertain whether they will take root and flourish, or perish before ever sprouting. Once detached from their original habitat, their survival rate plummets to less than 1 in 10,000. Unlike most plants, Dendrobium thrives in seclusion, clinging to rocky surfaces and tree trunks in remote mountain valleys. In Chinese culture, the four gentlemen, plum, orchid, bamboo, and chrysanthemum symbolize grace and resilience. Among them, the Dendrobium genus is the largest within the orchid family, encompassing a vast array of species. As far back as the Shenong's Herbal Classic, a classic text compiling medical knowledge from the spring and autumn period, through the Han Dynasty, the medicinal value, origins, and uses of Dendrobium were carefully documented. This makes China the first country to recognize and record Dendrobium's healing properties. Traditional Chinese medicine has long valued locally sourced herbs. Today, the Chinese Pharmacopoeia officially recognizes 5 primary medicinal varieties: Dendrobium officinale, Dendrobium huoshanense, Dendrobium nobile, Dendrobium chrysitoxum, and Dendrobium fimbriatum. Each of these varieties cultivated in distinct regions has been revered in both ancient and modern Chinese medicine as a premium tonic celebrated for its restorative and longevity-enhancing properties. Most people assume that when a seed lands in soil and absorbs water, it naturally takes root and begins to grow. But Dendrobium defies this expectation. By choosing to settle on sheer cliffs or tree trunks, its seeds embrace an extraordinary fate, one that sets it apart from ordinary plants. Here, there is no soil, no stable ground to anchor its roots. So how does a drifting seed manage to sprout and survive? This is Zishuangban, a tropical botanical garden, CAS, home to an astonishing variety of plant life. Xiao Shicheng, a researcher, is leading his students in an experiment on the germination process of Dendrobium chrysitoxum.
Dendrobium scatters abundant seeds, a common orchid survival strategy. It favors broad dispersal, with a low success rate.
Under the microscope, the secret behind Dendrobium's survival is revealed. Unlike most plants, Dendrobium seeds lack an endosperm, leaving them unable to sprout on their own. For comparison, here is a rice seed. Its endosperm provides the vital nutrients needed for germination. But without an endosperm, how does Dendrobium find the energy to grow? The answer lies in an unexpected ally, a fungus. Each Dendrobium species partners with a specific fungus, forming a vital symbiotic relationship that helps it thrive. To track down the right fungus, Xiao and his students use Dendrobium chrysitoxum seeds as bait. By placing seed pouches in Dendrobium's natural habitat, they increase the chances of finding the specific fungus required for germination.
Dendrobium tends to grow in mossy, lichen-rich environments that help retain moisture. It thrives in areas with at least 80% humidity and an annual rainfall exceeding 1,000 millimeters. Its natural range spans elevations between 500 and 1,600 meters.
For centuries, wild Dendrobium has flourished in remote, untouched landscapes, making it elusive and highly prized. Ancient herbalists believed that if a plant was rare, hidden, and beautiful, it likely possessed unique medicinal properties.
This is the Dendrobium chrysitoxum we've been looking for. Finding it here suggests the presence of the fungus, essential for its germination.
At last, near the base of an old tree, Xiao spots a Dendrobium chrysitoxum plant. This species is known for its anti-inflammatory and anti-tumor properties. The researchers secure the seed pouches to nearby trees, hoping they will attract the right fungal partner.
We'll check back in a month to see if the seeds have started to germinate.
Now, all they can do is wait. One month later, the seed pouches show promising signs of change.
Let's take a look at the germination progress. We've got something. 2 seeds have already reached the late protocorm stage and started developing shoot tips.
Some seeds have begun to sprout, confirming that the right fungus has been found. Under the microscope, germinating Dendrobium chrysitoxum seeds reveal something remarkable. Thread-like fungal hyphae surround the cells and penetrate them, forming pelotons.
Pelotons are intricate networks where the fungus supplies essential nutrients, compensating for the seed's lack of endosperm. For Dendrobium, survival depends on a delicate partnership with fungi.
But for most wild Dendrobium seeds, this connection never forms. With a germination rate of less than 1 in 10,000, wild Dendrobium has always been rare, making it one of the most coveted medicinal herbs in traditional Chinese medicine. In China, Dendrobium is primarily found in regions south of the Qinling Mountains and Anhui River. Tiantai Mountain, sitting at 29 degrees north latitude, falls within a subtropical monsoon climate zone. This warm and humid environment is ideal for growing Dendrobium officinale. Growing up in Tiantai, Wang Zibin was always aware of Dendrobium officinale, known locally as the herb of immortality. After spending over 2 decades in Chinese herbal research, he knows the plant inside and out. To prevent genetic degradation in cultivated Dendrobium, Wang regularly treks into the wild, searching for wild seeds to study and compare.
It grows on sheer cliffs, and the plants are incredibly small, almost impossible to spot with the naked eye.
Today, Wang is back in the field, searching for Dendrobium. Wild Dendrobium thrives in remote, inaccessible locations. In ancient times, herbalists, like Wang today, risked their lives, dangling from peaks, by a single rope to reach the plants. One misstep meant death. For centuries, many perished, seeking these rare herbs, keeping Dendrobium among China's most expensive medicinal plants. But growing on steep cliffs isn't just a challenge for harvesters. It's a battle for the plant itself. With no soil and little access to nutrients, Dendrobium survives by clinging to bare rock, absorbing moisture and minerals directly from the air through its exposed roots. It survives only in extreme dampness. In traditional Chinese medicine, Dendrobium is valued for replenishing fluids, mirroring its resilience in harsh barren conditions. Clinging to sheer cliffs, Dendrobium thrives on mist and air, far from nature's turmoil. Its resilience fuels the survival of future generations. By May, Huoshan Dendrobium is in full bloom. Nestled in the Dabie Mountains, Huoshan experiences harsh winters and sharp day-night temperature shifts, shaping its cold resistance and medicinal potency. The freezing climate slows its growth, making wild Huoshan Dendrobium small, compact, and bead-like, earning it the name rice dendrobium. This challenging environment makes it one of the most prized dendrobium varieties. However, the 4th National TCM Resources Survey conducted between 2011 and 2022 revealed wild Huoshan Dendrobium is critically endangered.
The 4th National TCM Resources Survey indicates that finding wild Huoshan Dendrobium in the field is incredibly rare. Its decline stems from overharvesting, as its high medicinal value makes it highly sought after, and reproductive challenges, with low pollination rates and poor seed germination hindering natural regeneration.
At Yawang Valley, in Huoshan, herbal farmers are hand-pollinating Dendrobium flowers to boost reproduction. For most plants, flowering attracts pollinators who fertilize them unintentionally, while Dendrobium flowers easily. Pollination is rare, and successful seed production even rarer.
A thin rostellum separates the stamen and pistil, preventing self-pollination and making natural fertilization incredibly rare.
The stamen, positioned at the top of the flower, conceals pollen sacs beneath the anther cap, requiring an external force to release them. For pollination to occur, pollen must travel downward to the pistil. But the pollen chamber faces downward, making fertilization even harder. A tiny ant enters the flower. Since Dendrobium is too small for bees or butterflies, it depends on smaller insects. The ant accidentally dislodges the anther cap. Now, it just needs to transfer the pollen to the stigmatic surface below to complete the pollination task. But it fails. This overprotective design makes natural pollination rare, pushing Huoshan rice Dendrobium closer to extinction. With natural reproduction so unreliable, manual pollination has become essential to prevent its decline.
Hand pollination raises success rates from 10% to over 80%, significantly boosting survival.
Once pollinated, the flower fades from yellow to white. However, not all attempts succeed. A white stem signals fertilization failure. Mature seeds take 5 months to develop, enduring harsh weather and threats from animals along the way. Huoshan rice Dendrobium doesn't bloom until its 3rd year. Still a plant and not yet a medicinal herb. To gain full medicinal properties, it must grow for 5 to 6 years. Only after surviving years of extreme conditions does it become the prized herbal remedy we know today. Dendrobium quietly builds its strength. The hottest days of the year arrive. Braving extreme heat. Han Bangxing studies Huoshan Dendrobium's resilience.
This thermometer maxes out at 42 degrees Celsius, exceeding its limit. This one maxes out at 50 degrees Celsius. Surface temperature has hit 48 degrees Celsius, an extreme heat wave.
Dendrobium thrives best at 15 to 25 degrees Celsius, but enters dormancy above 35 degrees Celsius to protect itself.
Like humans, Dendrobium knows how to survive. When the temperature rises above 35 degrees Celsius, it shuts down to conserve energy instead of fighting the heat. Dormancy helps shield the plant from heat damage, while enhancing the accumulation of medicinal compounds.
Winter brings snow and freezing winds to Dabie Mountains. But Huoshan rice Dendrobium stays vibrant, its emerald stems peeking through the frost. Like a hibernating bear, it stops growing to conserve energy, surviving months of deep freeze. This constant battle with extremes makes Huoshan Dendrobium one of the most potent and valuable medicinal herbs. To test Huoshan rice Dendrobium's superior cold resistance, Professor Han conducted a flash freeze experiment simulating harsh winter conditions. He placed the plant in a -20 degrees Celsius freezer for 24 hours. By the time it was removed, it had frozen solid, like a glass sculpture. The real test came during thawing. As temperatures rose, the plant slowly defrosted. Five hours later, it remained fresh and vibrant, showing far greater resilience than other Dendrobium species. Extreme cold enhances its medicinal properties, increasing the variety and concentration of its active compounds.
Since April 2022, this plant has been here for over 2 years and 3 months. It's dried out, yet it's still sprouting. The tiny green shoots emerging from the dried stem prove Dendrobium officinale's extraordinary resilience. It's nutrient-dense and packed with potent active compounds.
Over 2,300 years ago, when ancient Chinese healers discovered Dendrobium's medicinal potential, they preserved it like other herbs by drying it. But something unusual happened. Despite being notoriously difficult to cultivate, once it took root, it refused to die. Even after years in storage, it could still sprout and bloom. It survives by slowly consuming the polysaccharides in its stem. Its resilience convinced ancient healers of its extraordinary medicinal power. For centuries, Dendrobium officinale has been prized for its ability to strengthen digestion, regulate blood sugar, replenish fluids, and reduce inflammation.
The 2024 Yuqing Fengdou Processing Championship begins.
When Dendrobium is expertly coiled into its signature spiral, it becomes Fengdou. In ancient times, Dendrobium was harvested when maple leaves turned red, earning the name Feng. Its rarity led to weighing it in small containers called dou, forming the name Fengdou. Fengdou preserves Dendrobium's essence in its most potent form. Crafting Fengdou requires decades of mastery, with artisans carefully guiding the plant through 19 precise steps over several days. Controlled heat removes moisture to prevent spoilage, while essential polysaccharides, its key medicinal compounds, are preserved. The drying process also protects against mold and pests, ensuring longevity. Through expert rolling and shaping, the stem is tightly coiled, breaking plant fibers to prevent regrowth, sealing its medicinal power for the ages.
Fengdou processing breaks down the plant's wax layer and cellulose, allowing its key compounds, especially polysaccharides, to be more easily extracted during decoction.
In 492 AD, physician Tao Hongjing documented Dendrobium's characteristics in annotations of Materia Medica, enabling modern researchers to identify true medicinal species in the wild. In 682 AD, herbalist Sun Simiao recorded Dendrobium's authentic growing regions in supplement to prescriptions worth 1,000 gold. For centuries, Chinese herbalists refined their understanding of Dendrobium, guided by the principle of harmony between nature and medicine. Their discoveries cemented its status as a legendary medicinal herb, passing its legacy through generations.
Extensive research has led to simulated habitat cultivation, ensuring large-scale production of rare medicinal herbs like Huoshan Dendrobium while protecting wild populations. With increased cultivation, Huoshan Dendrobium has become more accessible, transforming it from an elite herbal remedy into an affordable health supplement.
Today, over 10 species of Dendrobium are successfully cultivated, increasing supply and making it a widely available health supplement. By merging medicine with nutrition, Dendrobium has seamlessly integrated into daily life. At sunrise, nearly 70-year-old Liu Huolan prepares Dendrobium powdered noodles, a craft passed down for 3 generations. For over a century, this tradition has preserved both family heritage and flavor. Unlike rice noodles, which use the same base ingredient, powdered noodles require a more intricate process, creating a chewier texture. Building on the foundation of traditional powdered noodles, Liu introduced a twist by grinding geo-authentic Dendrobium into fine powder and blending it into the rice flour. With Dendrobium officinale's natural polysaccharides, the dough, once steamed at high heat, takes on a fragrant, silky smooth, and delightfully chewy texture. To ensure long-term storage, the dough is pressed into strips before being dried. Her daughter, Liu Binqing, often joins in, working until sundown to complete the day's batch. Once dried, the noodles can be boiled or stir-fried, paired with vegetables, eggs, and minced meat for a wholesome, flavorful dish. Thanks to Dendrobium's digestive benefits, these noodles are gentle on the stomach, making them ideal for children and the elderly. As a fourth-generation inheritor, Liu Binqing has pushed tradition forward and developed Dendrobium pastries, incorporating Dendrobium into Western pastries for a modern fusion. From chewy noodles and delicate desserts to artisan bread, her innovations offer a fresh take on this ancient herb. Chefs are embracing Dendrobium as a gourmet ingredient, bringing its flavor and benefits into modern cuisine. Every blooming season, fresh Dendrobium flowers are harvested and transformed into local delicacies. Their fragrance remains intact even after cooking. And when simmered, they release a wealth of nutrients into the dish. In boiling water, the petals seem to bloom again. In Menluan town, Yunnan, the Dai people cherish the Dendrobium nobile flower, calling it egg flower, a sacred emblem of the sun god that symbolizes blessings and prosperity. Traditionally offered as gifts, it's also known for its potential role in managing diabetes. At dusk, Yi Bing, a local Dai woman, carefully tends to her Dendrobium flowers, which serve as both her livelihood and spiritual connection. Here, every household cultivates Dendrobium. A once humble wild herb that, through generations of careful cultivation, has become a prized medicinal treasure. Beyond its renowned medicinal properties, Dendrobium embodies qualities deeply revered in Chinese culture, such as humility and resilience. Its enduring legacy reflects ancient Chinese wisdom, where humanity and nature exist in harmony. Refined through centuries, Dendrobium stands as a cornerstone of traditional Chinese medicine.